Hello everybody, my name is Megan. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're new, welcome back. If you're not, to the title of today's video, this is going to be my project pan update number 5 because it is now June 1st. Wild. Literally 5 months of the year gone. Anyway, with that being said, also if I'm a little crooked, I did just adjust my tripod and did not bother to check the level. So I hope it's not too terrible. It doesn't look like it's going to be too bad, but just if that's happening, then sorry. So with that being said, let's jump right on into this. I think I have 2 products that I'm rolling in. One of them it's because I hit my goal. One of them I'm like 2 uses away from my goal, so it's fine. I'll finish that out, but we'll get there momentarily. So going ahead and just starting off, I have my, if I'm looking down, it's because I have my notebook in front of me. All right, so my unseen sunscreen is right here. It's still in, even though it's super skinny, there's still product in there. But my goal is to finish this. I used it 28 times in the first month that it was rolled in, 22 times last month, bringing me to a total of 50 uses since it's been rolled in the project. I genuinely thought this was full when I rolled it in. It was not. So we are now down to about here. This was last month's mark. This is this month's mark. And again, I did not have a roll in mark because I thought that it was full. Silly me, should have just checked. Anyway, this is where we are now. I honestly think that I could probably finish this off in the next month. There's not a lot left. There's a little bit, like I can see looking into the window, like there's a little bit of product around the sides, but I'm not going to cut it open. And I did, like this morning, like run it over a like corner, like an edge, to try to squish all the product down. So I think honestly I can get through this in about a month if I'm like actually using it. Which if I'm doing my skincare and doing my putting sunscreen on, I should be. So next I have the True Match Nude from L'Oreal. I rolled this in last month. My goal is to use it 100 times. I've put 20 uses on it, bringing me up to a total of 20 uses in the project. My goal is to use it 100 times, but honestly, I may not hit that goal because I think I'm going to be finished with it before then. So this was it last month when I rolled it in. This is us now after literally 20 days of use. So I'm thinking honestly I could probably get this out by next month, or else have like very few uses left on it. But yeah, this is what we are working with now, so I'm excited about that actually. And that would be a foundation out of my collection, and I genuinely, with the exception of my Glossier Play foundation, don't think I've finished like an actual, and that's like a skin tint, like a super light. I don't think I've actually finished like a foundation. Even though this is technically a tinted serum, but point is, here we are. I think this could be out next month. I really think it could, so hopefully it will be. Next on the list, I have my Marc Jacobs bronzer. My goal was to use this 100 times. I rolled this in last month. I've used it 22 times this month, bringing it to 22 uses in total in the project. I'm gonna scooch over a little teeny tiny bit. This is what it looks like today. I am not marking it on anything. I just figured I would do it by picture. So obviously the picture over to the side is what it looked like last month. There hasn't been much of a height difference, but definitely the top is more flat than it was last month. It had a little bit more of a rounded top to it. So yeah, I'm excited to kind of just see where this goes and how it looks after 100 uses. Again, we are at 22 currently. Next I have my Hourglass, Next I have my Nars Laguna bronzer. Again, goal for this one is pan. I've rolled it in last month, so I used it 24 times in this past month, bringing me to a total of 24 uses. This is what our pan is looking like right now. There really isn't like a huge difference as far as like, you know, I haven't hit anything. I don't think I'm close to really hitting anything. There's definitely, it's getting some hard pan. That was not there last month, but I think that's just from actually using it. So there is that if you look super close. But obviously, as you can tell with the picture next to it, I have worked my way into the design a little bit more. There is less of that chevron print, whereas there was in the past. So yeah, this is what we're looking like. Our goal is pan. I don't know how long it'll take, but I currently have 24 uses on it, so we'll see. Now I have my Hourglass bronzer. This is one thing that I'm rolling out, which is funny because I still use it today. So I mean, that's a good thing though, right? Like this is a product that I didn't really use, and then I put it into my project, and now I am using it, so we're using our makeup, which is always a good thing because we spend money on the makeup, especially when it is very expensive makeup. But anyway, Rolling into last month, this had 80 uses on it. Within the past month, I put 23 uses on it, bringing me to 103 uses, and my goal was only 100. So this is what it looks like now. There really is not a difference. I have a hair stuck to my hair tie. I don't know if y'all can, oh, you definitely couldn't. There really is not a difference. The only difference I would say is, I think I have to hold it this way maybe to show you. There is the slightest, and I took a picture of it, so actually I'll post that picture now, but there is like a slight little divot on the corner that I use most often, which is this top corner. So there is definitely like use on it that you can see, but it's not like even remotely close to being pan or anything like that. So, but yeah, it feels nice to finally get that rolled out. I've had it in here since the very beginning of the project, so it's been in here for 5 months. And yeah, I've been able to put 103 uses on it, and then again, I've still been reaching for it, which is good. So that's fun. I'm excited to get to roll something in its place, which we'll talk about later. Next, I have the Neutrogena Hydro Boost, which looks like this. Similar to that Marc Jacobs bronzer, I just decided that I'm just gonna hold it up. So also with this, actually, I probably used it more today than I've used it ever in my life. My goal is to finish this, which is a huge goal considering I had this in my project 3 years ago, and I just felt like I was never making any progress on it. I used it 23 times in total over the past month. What I've always done though is I have like a brush that I use, and I'll like put the brush on top and then brush on the high points of my cheek. So obviously by that tactic, I'm really not using a lot of product, even when I just put it directly on my like high points of my cheek and then try to buff it out with the brush. I'm not really doing too much. So honestly, like I feel like there really wasn't any progress, at least in the photos. However, this morning, if we look at this, what I decided to do, and honestly, again, I feel like if I use it the way that I use it today, I could get through it a lot quicker. But I decided to experiment. And what I did was I basically used this as like the e.l.f, what's it called? It's like the dupe for the Charlotte Tilbury like airbrush filter. But anyway, I literally just took this in stick form and just rubbed it on my face and then buffed it out with the brush, and I thought it looked really good, and then I threw my foundation on over it. So I think that's the way that I'm going to try to use it, because again, I do want to get used out of this. This thing is old and it's a cream and it doesn't smell like it's gone off yet, but like it's kind of sweating sometimes, it looks like it might be, which is not good for cream products. I mean, it smells fine. But I do want to make sure that I'm getting use out of this, and I think that would be a good way to actually make sure that I'm using the product. So we will do that for a month. Actually, I'm gonna like test, like I did a month of just like, you know, barely using the top of it a little bit, and I'm gonna do a month of like using it as like a filter almost, and see how that goes. But yeah, I've used it 23 times in total. My goal is to finish it. So another product that I'm going to roll out is the Perricone MD No Makeup Blush. My goal was 75 uses. As of yesterday, I had 72 uses on it. I did use it today, bringing me up to 73. So if I use it tomorrow and Monday, that'll be 75, which will then hit my mark. I'm not gonna like leave this rolled in for another month if I'm gonna be finished within a few days. This is one that I have not really been able to track progress. I tried for a few months, but just based off of the shape and like the thickness of the bottle, it hasn't worked. But I still know in my heart and in my head that I've gotten 75 uses out of this. I really do want to like find a way to see how much is left in here, because I am just curious. But I mean, honestly, if I leave it upright, like the bottle has like this, if you can see, it's like, yeah, like there's like the whole inside where like the stopper is obviously, but you just can't see through it. And because of the frosted glass and how thick it is, there really isn't a good way to like get light shining in there. You can see that there is gapping, but you can't tell where the gapping is. Milo, Pokey does not want to play with you right now. Poke did not want to play with Milo. Milo doesn't understand that. So anyway, I am rolling this out, even though I've only hit 73 uses now. But again, I'll use it tomorrow, and then I'll use it on Monday, and that'll be my 75, and then we'll be good there. I also have my Cindy Luminizer, which also has a goal of 75 uses. This again was rolled in last month. Last month was a huge roll-in month. Also, I have my entire project pan linked up here, so you can go through and watch all of those if you have not already. I also have an inventory, like a makeup inventory, and a non-makeup product plan if you're interested in that as well. Go ahead and check all of those out. But anyway, 75 uses on the Cindy Luminizer is my goal. I rolled it in last month. I've used it 22 times this past month. And this is what we are looking like. Really not a lot of progress. Again, I'm not expecting to like hit pan in 25 uses. I'm not using you know, like a small dense brush that's going to be very like concentrated in the area. Like I'm just using a blush brush, so it's going to be slow moving. But I do have this on my cheeks today as a blush. I think it's gorgeous. I do love the sheen that it provides. But yeah, so that is just what we're looking like. And again, we're at 22 out of 75 uses. So that's good. For my lip gloss, the saga of the lip glosses. For my lip gloss, I have my Bare Minerals. Also, I forgot to mention, and it really only takes place for this and then a product that I'm about to roll in and like my bronzer, because I use my bronzer as an eyeshadow as well. If I use a product multiple times or like for multiple steps in my like getting ready process, it just counts as one use. If I use my bronzer on my face and on my eyes, I don't count that as 2 uses, I just count it as 1. And then similarly, if I like reapply a lip balm during the day or like my lip gloss or something like that, I only count it as like the 1 day of use. I don't count it per wear. So with that being said, my goal is to finish this lip gloss. I used it 20 times last month, 18 times this past month, bringing me to a total of 38 uses. And this is how we are looking. And I've put it on a couple times today too, so that's fun too. But yeah, this is where we were when I rolled it in 2 months ago. This was last month's update, and then this is where we are now. So we're making some progress. I think that obviously this past month I did not use it as much as the prior. But honestly, I think that with some, you know, good dedication and hard work, I do think that fully finishing it this month is a bit of a stretch, but I could have it done, I think, by like the beginning of July, mid-July, if I really put my mind to it. So that is my goal. I need this out of my collection. It is so old and I want to use like a full lip gloss. I have so many lip glosses. And this is honestly probably like 20, 10, 11 years old. I'm trying to count, mental math. Like probably like 11 or 12 years old. So yeah, this definitely needs to be used. So we're gonna use it. And the last update before we talk about the roll-ins, I have my e.l.f. Dewy Mist. My goal is to finish this. I used it 85 times going into this month, 23 times in total. Sorry, what am I saying? I used it 85 times before last month, 23 times this past month. Milo, hey, I need you to get out of that bag. 23 times this past month, bringing me to a total of 108 uses. And this is where we are way down here. So obviously I've had this in since the intro. So that's, you know, intro and then February, March, April, May. Now we're down here at June. We are so close to the bottom. Ooh, it spits at me. So like, I honestly don't know if I'm going to get every single last drop. That was a debate that I had, was like, should I just roll it out because it spits at me? But I want to try to get through whatever I can. And then at the end of this month, if there's still a little bit left, like I'm just going to toss it and call it good. Because again, it spits at me and it makes my makeup look kind of weird. So I have to make sure I really go in and like press everything back out. But yeah, that is that. So for products that I'm rolling in, I tend to like to do like a 1-for-1. So if I'm rolling out a blush, I'll roll in a blush. If I roll out a bronzer, I'll roll in a bronzer. But that's not fully what we're doing. So in place of my Perricone MD blush, I'm going to go ahead and roll in my Benefit Benetint. This is, I believe, a mini size of the Benetint. But this is where we're working. My line is right here. I probably need to go over that line again because I did make it a while back when I was first like doing my plan to pan. But obviously this is where we are currently, so I will be marking progress as we go along. My goal is to use it 75 times, and today I used it 1 time on my lips. So again, this is a product too where if I use it on my lips and on my cheek, I'm just going to count it as 1 use. Even though it's like 2 separate steps, it's still just going to be 1 use. And then the last product that I'm rolling in place of my Hourglass bronzer is my mini of the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Powder. I have the shade 1 Fair. I just hit pan on this within the last month, so that's been super exciting. And obviously I've grown the pan a ton. This is what it looks like considering that like I just hit pan on this. But I do know that when I apply this, I focus my brush on this side of the pan. So there's a lot more product like over here in this area. I don't think by any means that's going to be like a one and done product where I'll have it out in a few months, but I do think that I should have it out by the end of the year if I really work on actually like using up this product. So yeah, my goal is to finish it. And again, I think this would be the first powder that I ever finish. So I'm so excited about this year's project pan. Like, I'm pumped. But yeah, this is what we are looking like today. So I'll make sure to keep you guys posted, obviously, as I will with everything. So yeah, I believe that is all. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for keeping up to date on my project pan. I'm having so much fun this year. And I say that in every video. I'm having so much fun with my project pan. But yeah, so that being said, if you enjoyed the video, I appreciate you giving a thumbs up down below and leave a comment if you feel inclined to do so. If you want to see more of me in the future, follow along my project pan journey. Have a great time. Tell me about your project pan because I will watch it if you tell me that you have one. Also, just keep me updated on your products, even if you're not filming a project pan. After I put this one in, I got some comments that were like, oh my goodness, I'm also working on panning that. Keep me posted. I'm so excited. I love project pans. I'm having a ton of fun. But yeah, so with that being said, I hope you have a great rest of your day, night, wherever you are, and I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, bye.